Hello, and welcome to My Xbox and Me, episode 160. I should have checked the numbers. Oh, God, 164, 5. I think it's 167. Could be wrong. I am one of your hosts, MC Fixer, alongside... Jesus Christ, I got to come up with names on the spot. He's tall, he's dark, he's handsome, and he also has a beard. Crash, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing well.
I don't even know if you're that tall, I'll be honest with you. So before we get into this, and also the one and only from the glorious, I'm going to say it wrong, Movie Cast, it's not that anymore, he's rebranded, I think, Mr. Moody. Look, you can't rebrand midway through and not expect me to mess it up, alright? Don't blame me, Moody. Don't blame me. So,
it's alright. No problem at all.
Gary is out this week. We've kicked him to the curb. No, Gary's had a lot going on. I've had a lot going on, so things just didn't match up. Timing-wise, we're actually recording this the 24th at 3:30, so it will be out today as well. So I apologise for the poor timing and stuff, but it does mean we get to talk about Gamescom, and I'm sure we're all excited about that. If you don't know, My Xbox and Me is our weekly Xbox podcast. You can get it here on youtube.com/mcfixer, maybe on SoundCloud, maybe on iTunes, and all that jazz. I always think of Family Guy when I hear that. And all that jazz. I don't know why. Besides that, let's just jump straight into what's been in our box. Moody, we'll start with you. What have you been playing this week, my dude?
I have been playing a few games. Finished off quick one, get it out of the way. F1 2017, just because 2018 is coming out today. I've got it, received it, I've installed it, I'm all happy. But I've also been playing, arguably for me, probably one of the best games this year, and that's Dead Cells.
Oh,
absolutely love that game.
Wait. So I don't want to skip over Formula One real quick. So wait, you have Formula One right now?
I've got F1 2018 right now. It is
installed. And you still played Rainbow with us?
It was installing during Rainbow.
That's why. Okay, now it makes sense.
It explains it.
Now it makes sense.
Yeah.
Now it makes sense.
I'm not gonna lie. I will not lie. It was installing.
I'm surprised we've even got you for this show.
Yeah. You needed help. I was happy to help.
I appreciate it.
I've got the entire weekend. My partner's away for the next 5 days.
I'm free. Man, that's heaven. That sounds like heaven.
No, it is. I love it a bit, but it is.
Dead Cells. Chris, you've been playing it as well. But you're playing it on PC, correct?
Yes.
But we've all been playing it. I love it. Moody, what do you think of it so far?
It's top 3 games of the year.
Yeah,
easy.
I agree.
Easy. It is absolutely fantastic. I think the art style is so well. The gameplay can be infuriating, I admit that, but it's not as infuriating as Super Meat Boy, because that one pissed me so off.
Yeah.
This one is like, it's aggravating me, but it's not aggravating. The fault's mine when I die, and I know that. Meat Boy, I just feel like it's been a bastard when it happened to me on that game.
Yeah.
But I just love it. I'm always changing my style. I try the heaviest, the powerfulest weapons. Yes, it slows me down and everything, but I get a right style with it.
Yeah.
Go over the bow and everything. I'm figuring out my proper style, and I'm going full on into it with a proper style for myself when I'm able to get those weapons. But yeah, I love it. I'm just so happy it's out.
It was one of those games that when I played it, I remember I played it on stream, like I said last week, I think it was, it might have been the week before. I played it and I was like, this is great, this is fantastic, but there's no way I'm going to finish this game. And it's the game I always go back to when I'm bored. Like, when it's like, I've got an hour to fill because Crash is not available to talk, or some bull crap. It's like, I'll just play Dead Cells. And like, I played it the other day for an hour, and it was the best run I'd done. I didn't die for like a whole hour. And I was like, well, I'm fucking best. And then I died, and I was like, oh no. But then I just got to the part where, you know the merchant people.
Yeah.
Like, you get the separate upgrades with the new helper or whatever it is. Again, I'm not really paying too much attention to the story, if I'm being honest. It's sort of just like, let me go out there and kill things. Give me my freeze hands, give me the freeze bombs, and give me a quick sword, and that's my loadout. Right. That's the one I want to go for. But then now I'm getting to a point where I'm playing it longer and knowing more that I'm like, every bit of DPS matters now. Like, every single, it's like, this one does this, and this one, I'm like, but this one's better. No, but this one, I'm like, oh man, this game.
Yeah.
And that's where it's so good, I feel.
Right.
What are your experiences with it so far, Crash?
I love it. Like having played it way before when it was first came onto early
Yeah,
access.
yeah.
To now, it's just so drastically different. Because before, when you would get weapons, they'd only have 1 or 2 upgrades. Where now it's like, oh, this will inflict fire damage, and this weapon will do more damage if the opponent's on fire, if the opponent is poisoned.
Yeah.
And seeing that progression, also the progression of the world, going into a room and having the blue candles, meaning you can interact with that room.
I didn't even know
And
that.
if you search it, well, yeah.
What?
Now
No!
you know. There's something you can interact, and you can possibly find like a hidden stash in the room or something. And there's a lot of secrets in the world. This sort of the game will be like, you should go this way, but if you happen to go the other way,
Yeah.
you can find a secret or something. And it's really a really cleverly made game.
I just think it's the most rewarding game I've played in a long time, where it's like I do something and I'm like, I feel instantly rewarded for doing it. Like there's never like I agree with you, Moody, it can be infuriating, and I see a lot of people out there saying this is just not my type of game. Like this is just not for me. I'm not into those type of games. If I hadn't have played the game, I would have said the same thing, I think. But now playing it, I'm like, oh my god, it's so good. It's so good, so clever. Like you say, I think there's still more to the world that I'm learning, because I must only be like 6-7 hours in, something like that. But that's just because of the way I play the game. Because those games do infuriate me, because I hate dying and losing everything. That annoys me. But that makes sense for the game. But that's why I play it in such bite-sized moments. You know what I mean? I just like that's how I prefer to do it. I think if I had the time and I would play it and play it and play it, but I just don't. But yeah, it's just so good, so good. Go on, Moody, carry on. What else have you been playing?
This is gonna be a shock to you when I say this, but I played Sea of Thieves.
Oh my god, you're the 1%ers we talk about on this show. You're the 1%. No, talk to me. Go on. How is it now?
I played Sea of Thieves. It's the same. I'm not gonna lie. For me, it feels a lot the same. Same type of things where you either go and find pirates to get the skulls or chests or souls or whatever. It's the same bloody thing. Or chasing after chickens. It's the same thing. They have added things like there's a megalodon in there. I got attacked and eaten by a megalodon, and I also got attacked by the skull pirate ship and everything. It's really it's fun when with friends. I admit that. I played it with me, Foxes, and my mate Andy. Had a lot of fun. There are people on this game that have stuck to this game, and they are really good at this game.
I can imagine.
Really good. And so if you don't grind it, you're not gonna get any better at it. Just like on Rainbow and everything. Like
any game that you when you can put the amount of time in that you like. The only reason any of us are even any kind of good at Rainbow is because we've put many hours into Rainbow. And the same thing for a Sea of Thieves fan. Yeah.
It's still a beautiful looking game, but the combat is still crap. The changes aren't huge enough for me to go and say, I recommend this for you.
Got ya.
But me and Foxes were bored. We thought, why not? We play it. We still had it installed. Got my mate. We had fun, just like I did last time. But other than that, I doubt I'll be going back anytime soon either.
Well, they got the new. I didn't even add it in. We'll talk about it, Joe. I'll save it. We'll talk about it. It's fine. It's coming up in the news. Wow, that's interesting. It's interesting that you played it. It's nice to hear someone say they've actually gone back since day one, play it, and then still come out with the same experience. Because I think for me, it keeps sitting in the back of my head. And I've even mentioned it a couple of times as a joke. So like, how about we play Sea of Thieves? And I'm like, but I don't want to, because I know the world still feels empty, correct? And that's my biggest gripe with the game. Yeah. That's a shame.
It's going to be a few years before it's substantial.
To me,
personally, that they can say we have a full game now.
So, that game to me was always like, this should be an early access game.
100%.
And I think I would have been 100% fine with that. It would have been something like Dead Cells, where I keep going back to it, and it's like, oh, there's more to it.
I just don't think there is more to it, because I think, like, if you remember, I know me, you, I don't know if Moody was in it, but in the beta thing, the technical alpha stuff, it's the same game we played then, just tweaked a little bit. And I feel like if they did the early access thing, when would this game come out? This could be another DayZ type situation where it's like, it just doesn't come out because they just haven't. There's not enough there to warrant it being a full release. But I think it would. I would have accepted it more if it was early access.
I think
It runs better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it being accepted more is the bigger thing the game should have went for. Because like, look at Fortnite. Fortnite's big, but Fortnite's technically not out. Fortnite's still in beta.
Well, the
VR mode.
Yeah.
Beta, but you know, it could have. I don't think it needed to go. I think it tried going out the gate running, and I think that's the mistake.
I get you. Anything else we're missing?
Nope. Siege.
Cool.
Well,
Yeah,
we've
no,
already
yeah.
talked about that.
Siege on this podcast is we've all played Siege today for many hours.
Yeah.
There you go. Nothing more to it, honestly. This is the squad. We play Siege all the time. It's just that game.
Yeah.
Crash. What about yourself? Anything you've been playing this week?
Dead Cell.
Yep.
A little bit of Dragon Ball Fighters.
Okay. How is it now? Because they just added a new character, correct?
2 new characters, Base Goku and Vegeta. Complete ripoff.
Okay.
Kind of silly because now there's like 4 different versions of Goku in the game and 3 different versions of Vegeta, and it's kind of like, why'd you have to add these characters?
I mean, did you buy them?
Absolutely.
That answers that question, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, but to be fair, they could have released almost any character and I would have bought it because I really do like the game. I really enjoy the game.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, go on, carry on. Sorry.
I've been playing a bit of that. That's not a fun game to play when you like drop it after a while because
I think that's just fighting games in general, isn't it? You just get your ass kicked. Yeah,
you have to like get that muscle memory back a little bit.
I think that's me in any online game, honestly. Like, I think
that's true.
We've been playing. I've been playing a bit of PUBG a little bit now, especially with 1.0 being announced, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And I'm playing it. I'm like, I am terrible at this game. How? I was good at this game. Like, legit decent. Like, not maybe not good, but decent enough.
Right.
Like, good maybe a stretch too far, but I
would consider you good.
I was decent enough to like hold my own in battles. Now I'm dreadful. Like I said, the same thing happens to me with Siege. Like I won't play Siege for a week maybe, and it's like
my aim's off.
I
missed an easy shot.
It's little things like just raising the controller a little bit higher, your aimer, just so you're aiming for headshots more than body shots. It's just little things. It's like, come on. Yeah. What else? Anything else on your list?
No.
That's it. I think that's Rainbow, PUBG, a little bit of Fortnite, FIFA, Dead Cells, and I played Marvel Ultimate Alliance today.
Right.
Me and Haley played it for about an hour. Oh my god, that game's awful. Like the game, it didn't age well in the slightest. I would not suggest anyone to buy Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2. I mean, like I said, we played it for about an hour and it was just old game mechanics, boring combat, a story that didn't really get going in the first hour. To be fair, we didn't really give it a go. Like, we played, but if it doesn't interest me and it's not interesting to Haley, I've given it an hour. That's enough.
Right.
I mean, I regret paying the £25, £30 I paid for both of them because now they're just going to sit there for the rest of my life. But yeah, unfortunately, not the greatest games.
Right.
Anything else? I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like I've played something lately that I'm totally missing.
Walking Dead, don't I?
The Walking Dead, Moody! Thank you! Yes, I have played The Walking Dead, the final season, episode 1. If anybody's interested in doing a spoiler cast for that, please email in myxboxandmepodcast@gmail.com. I'd love to talk that through on this podcast with anyone, or maybe on my YouTube channel or whatever. The Walking Dead is I streamed it. It was a little bit longer than I was expecting the first episode. Probably about 2.5 hours I think it took me. Maybe I'm a little bit off. Maybe it was only 2 hours, but we'll see. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it. It was very much a opening episode, and anyone that's played a Telltale game knows what I mean by that. They've changed up the mechanics though of the way you fight and the way the fighting mainly though. Like it's not just zombie walks to you, you push X at the right time and boom. Like you actually do walk forward and you do the normal Walking Dead, kick them in the shit and they go down, then you stab them. It's just little bits, but they've evolved the gameplay, which is nice. Is it needed? Not necessarily, because I only want the story. But it's nice. It makes it more of a game other than just a story that I'm pushing Y, B, X, and A. So
Right.
The story is interesting, especially the way it ends. No spoilers, but very interesting. I already know where the story's going. It's very, very, very reminiscent of the season 1. I love what they did with the opening. My save wouldn't import properly, so what they did was, as you load in, it goes through like season 1, season 2, season 3, and makes you decide the decisions that you made. Like if it's saving, I believe her name's Kara versus Doug, and then you had Kenny and what's her name? What's the short-haired girl's name? Oh, I can't remember.
I know what you mean, but yeah, I can't remember.
Whatever her name is, yeah, exactly. And then the same in season 3, but they did like this whole thing to make your save catch up if you can't get your save back, which was really cool. But yeah, I would definitely suggest it if you're a Walking Dead fan and you didn't play season 3, which I would say you definitely don't need to play. It's a cool side story in the Walking Dead world, season 1 and 2, and then this last season are an important one, so. But yeah, it was good. It was good. And like I said, I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to talk to people about it. So hit me up. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, Moody. Thank you. Let's get into the topic of the show this week. Topic of the show this week is Gamescom. But most specifically, I want to talk about Inside Xbox. Me and Koresh watched it on the day after. And Moody, I know you've watched it, correct?
I watched it on the day.
Yeah, so I don't want to talk about so much the news of it because we're going to get into that, but I want to talk about Inside Xbox as a show and the way they presented the content that was given to us at Gamescom. Moody, what did you think of the show overall starting off?
Overall, I thought it was a boring show, personally. It's too long. For me, personally, I just didn't enjoy it. It's just too bloated, I think, and it also just like PlayStation does. They both feel like they are now winding down, getting ready for the next gen consoles, and that's what it feels like. And this show felt like that as well. For me, they go there, but you don't need to show us anything. You don't need to really do anything like that. Games that are releasing, we know that they can still just drop something on YouTube. It'd be perfectly fine. I just didn't enjoy the show. It was bland. I enjoyed the games. Like I'm for Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I think all look great. But the show, I haven't seen all the shows. I watched the first one when you watched it. I believe.
Yeah, live reactions. Yeah.
Didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
Then it's the same thing here. There are some of them. People just seem. I don't know. They seem like they're trying too much. But that's neither here or there. Too bloated for me.
I got you. Crash, overall thoughts on the show?
I thought it was a little. I don't think it was bad, but I think it was a little pointless. And I think there's a distinction between the two.
100%.
I think they could have trimmed a lot off of it.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of production stuff that just.
I know why you're smiling, because I'm smiling the same way. The moment that Major Nelson's talking, promoting something, and they just cut into gameplay, it's like, guys,
yeah, it's why that's horrible,
guys, and that's why I want to talk about this Inside Xbox as a whole. I've interviewed AC Bongos. We spoke and stuff like that, and he loves doing the show and stuff like that. But the show needs to have a point. And I love what they do with the monthly stuff with it. It's pretty much a PR show reel of what's coming this month in Xbox or what they've got to come in soon enough, sort of thing. Obviously, we got like we got Sea of Thieves at the first one. Then we've had State of Decay, and then we've had like No Man's Sky was announced there, and like a ton of stuff. Which I think that's a cool way of doing it, personally. The thing I don't like, and I'm with you, Crash, is the production value of this show specifically at Gamescom was horrendous. There was moments where the mics were cutting in and out. You could hear production teams. There was obviously the cutting of Larry Herb. It just isn't a polished show.
Yeah.
And you can't have that from Xbox. This is the official Xbox Gamescom showing, and the production value is well below par. And I think that's like the most important thing. And with Moody, I'm with you. It's too long. The people they get on to talk about Devil May Cry, maybe not. No, let me take back Devil May Cry, because I think that's probably the only one that was interesting when he was speaking. I don't know the gentleman's name, but he's the I think it's like in production or something. Like he's in production or something like that for Devil May Cry 5. He was fantastic when speaking about the game. You got the passion. You got the happiness of the fact that he's working on this game. Everybody else, it's very much, oh my god, it comes across like, oh my god, we're not PR trained. Oh my god, I don't know how to speak. Oh my god, I can't hear them, so now I'm guessing what to say. It just doesn't come across natural.
Yeah.
And I think it's all well and good. I want to see devs get out in front of their games. I've said that about EGX every time I go. I hate it when devs just think their game is enough. No, go there and sell it. But they're not given the opportunity to go there and sell it.
Right.
I don't think the hosts do a good enough job of helping the dev teams. Like, they do throw up balls. They throw up softballs for them to answer the questions. But I know as myself, I've interviewed plenty of devs that are super nervous, and they know how to make games. They don't know how to talk about their game.
Right.
And for me, it makes you come across awkward. Like, I remember like the Metro Exodus team. That game looks fantastic. If this was my first time seeing that game and hearing about it, I wouldn't give a crap. Like, do you know what I mean? And I don't think Inside Xbox is doing a good enough job of elevating it. Just sort of, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but it sort of just dampers everything, I feel like. Anyway.
Yeah, I agree. I don't remember which one it was, but I remember one of the ones we were watching. They just kept going around in a circle, and the hosts didn't do a good job of
transitioning.
Sort of transitioning. I think it was the Hunt
or
whatever.
I think it was the Hunt Showdown. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's small stuff like that. Like, I think Inside Xbox is a brilliant idea from Microsoft's part,
100%,
because it gives something for the casual audience who isn't watching the IGNs, which is already pretty casual, but there are people who aren't watching it.
Yeah.
It gives them a spot to get their news.
Yeah.
But
more importantly, to get their Xbox news.
Yes.
There's no IGN is everything. Obviously, even myself, you, Moody, whoever it is covering, we cover everything because we have to, because we want to try and get the biggest numbers. When you get to control your own messaging, it's even better. But you're controlling it in a way that's poorly done, in my opinion.
Right.
This show specifically, I don't think all the shows have been bad, but this show specifically, I was just like, thank God I watched it a day after, so I could fast forward through the new controller.
Right.
And because that went on forever. Do you know what I mean? Like, that went on forever. Like, I don't need to talk about, yes, this is an Elite controller. Look, you can take this off, you can put it on. It's £150. Go buy it. Sorted. I don't need to see, the PUBG controller, and it has this nice blue outline because that's the blue circle.
Yeah.
And it has this nice eagle eye because I know what it is. Like, come on. This is ridiculous. And that went on for a long, long time for me.
Yeah.
So I think we're all in agreement that this show was bad then. Like, like the production of the show was bad. Not the content, but the production of the show.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I think they need to do it kind of like a Nintendo Direct, a video type version, smaller down, concentrate on the message. I know that sounds like that's stealing from the Nintendo,
I'm not
copying and everything else, but they can rearrange that, do something similar but not fully similar. I just think they're try. Hopefully they will get a better flow with it. Obviously, it's still a learning curve for them and all, but they need to cut time.
Well, we're 8 episodes in? Did it start in January? I don't think it did. That doesn't sound right. 4, 5? No, it could be 8. We could be 8 episodes. I think it was the beginning of the year.
Sounds about right.
Like I said, I don't know what I would do different, because I think, like, Major Nelson, Jeff Rubenstein, or Rubenstein, I hope I said it correctly. AC Bongos, always mess up his name, Ricari. And they usually have the other girl with him. I think those core are brilliant.
Yeah.
I like Benny Central. I think he's a good host. Don't think he's good at interviewing. I think he's a great host. I love the YouTube stuff he does. I love him on Inside Xbox when he takes certain segments, but I don't think he's a great interviewer. Same goes for there's a blonde lady who's got the piercing in between her eyes. I don't know her name, unfortunately. But I don't think, like you said, I don't think they did a good enough job of being good at interviewing devs. Do you know what I mean? And I get what they're trying to go for, but that needs to be... That's your bread and bar. That's where you're making your money. Because we want to hear something we've not heard before and isn't written down in a press release to us. Passion. That's what we want to hear. Right. And that's not what we get, unfortunately. Well, moving on. Let's hear from my boy Mike Lynch. And he says, "Hi guys, Mike Lynch here. My name is Mike Lynch. I stream as much as I can, but I'm a student, and finals are a thing." No, they're not. You're a liar, Mike Lynch. You're an absolute liar, and I've been reading this ad read for 2 months now, and I'm still waiting for a new one. But go follow me on Twitter, at Mike Lynch8645. Love you, Mike. Keep supporting the show. Thank you. No coming soon segment this week because Gary's not here, and I didn't do it. Let's get straight into the news. The first news story this week is Xbox's Aaron Greenberg pledges commitment to Japanese games. Japanese content is important. So this was done by DualShockers. They had an interview with Aaron Greenberg, and the quotes we got here was, "We love Japan. Phil goes there every year, and in many cases, multiple times a year. If you look at our E3 briefing, we had the most Japanese content we've ever shown in a briefing." Nah, to me, that doesn't say much, personally. Like, that's a great quote. Yes, you've gone there. The E3 briefing was brilliant, yada, yada, yada. That had great content. I don't think people are necessarily annoyed with what they show, but they don't have enough Japanese content. He was also saying that I think that it's speaking to a partnership and a relationship we've built right behind you. We've had Kingdom Hearts 3 on that in a partnership with Square Enix at Gamescom. That's a franchise we know is loved, and being able to world premiere it of something like Jump Force from Bandai Namco is great too. I think our commitment and our support from Japanese developers has never been stronger, which I agree with, and want to help them succeed on a global stage. And that continues to be our focus. We know our fans want those great Japanese games. That's why even some of the games we got later, we made sure that we showed them at E3. We made sure that we highlighted them so they know that many of our so they matter to our fans. There's a little bit more going on here, but I'm not worried about that. Do you think, Crash, Xbox is doing enough in the Japanese sector?
I think they could do more. I think what we've gotten from them, a lot of what was at E3 was already stuff that's popular in North America.
It's old.
Jump Force has Dragon Ball Z and Naruto and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's popular over here. Kingdom Hearts has been out and it's huge over here.
Yeah.
You can't really have a conversation with someone without them at least knowing what it is.
Yeah.
They had one, if I remember correctly, they had one game that was pretty Japanese, but that was like a remaster or something. I don't know.
That Neo didn't know. That Nier Automata, which was the.
There we go.
Which was the remaster, whatever. Yeah. Moody, do you want to see Xbox do more in the Japanese front, or do you not care?
They need to. The PlayStation have shown that the people are wanting those games. That's why, like, when you watch the E3 conferences, like at Square Enix, if it's like a lot of them were saying exclusive to PlayStation, and you're like, why?
Exactly.
And it's just like, and it doesn't help. It's not good. Yes, you might get the big games, like you got Final Fantasy 15 and everything like that, but some of these indie darlings like Nier Automata, yes, you've got it now, but would you have got it if it was successful last year?
If it wasn't successful, yeah.
Yeah. People are screaming for the Yakuza franchise on Xbox, and etc. Everyone associated Monster Hunter to PlayStation this year. I know they had content. They had upset with content.
No, but you're
themselves
right.
and
You're
stuff like
right.
that,
You're 100% right.
Yeah, they're not. They're doing more than they've ever done. Fair dues. You're still not doing enough. I think they'll get there, and I think they're all getting prepared for next gen. Next gen, I think the first D3 conference for next gen, for them, it's going to be boom, 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 a lot of Asian content. I think.
Okay.
I think you definitely could see that. For me personally, they're getting ready for it. You can see they are.
Yeah, for me, it's just old is old, and I know the casual market doesn't own a PlayStation and an Xbox and a Switch, but all three of us sitting here at the Moody, I don't think you've got a Switch, but you've got a PlayStation and an Xbox.
Yeah.
We own two consoles. So, unfortunately for them, and I'm an Xbox guy, but I'm not waiting a year. Well, I didn't play Nier, but I didn't play Nier because I don't care about Nier. Not because Xbox didn't have Nier. But the point I'm trying to make here is that I wouldn't have waited a year or more to get these games. I've already played them. So no wonder why they sell worse on Xbox when everyone already owns them on PlayStation. It's like Persona coming out now. As much as everyone wants Persona, and I think it would sell gangbusters on Xbox, don't get me wrong, it still won't have sold as much as it has on PlayStation, because it's already the timeline. And I think that's the problem with me. We get it so late that it just is like, well, what's the point?
Yeah.
It's already gone. It's already been here. It's been here, done that, got the t-shirt. Literally, the merchandise is out. Like, I don't know. For me, it's just annoying. I love the fact that Aaron Greenberg is coming out, obviously saying they're pledged, they're committed to Japanese content, they're committed, explaining why they're committed. But old is old. And yeah, getting Kingdom Hearts is not a big get. Of course you're getting Kingdom Hearts. Go and get me that fucking, I can't remember what it was called, the Square Enix one about the man that's deaf. Like, I think that's a PlayStation exclusive. Go get me those type of games. Don't get me I know you're getting the bloody Final Fantasies, the Kingdom Hearts, do you know what I mean? Nier, like I say, I agree with you, Moody, where it's a case of the only reason you went and got that is because it was successful.
Right.
Like, you didn't believe in it in the first place. You had to wait for it to already be shown that it's successful before you went and got it for your platform, which is annoying when it comes to us being Xbox fans. Super annoying.
I think Xbox are only getting Kingdom Hearts 3 this time because Square Enix want to put it on more platforms.
Yeah.
Because if Xbox really wanted Kingdom Hearts that much, they would have probably tried to negotiate to try and get the 1.5 and the 2.8 or whatever the hell it is
100.
on the franchise.
I agree. I 100% agree. There's got to be something going on there. That why would you not try and get literally once they confirmed that it wasn't coming, when Square Enix confirmed it, I went and bought it for PlayStation, because that was the one game I was holding out for. I was like, oh, I'm gonna play it on Xbox. I still wouldn't have played it as much as I have. It's a crap game, but don't come for me, Crash. Whatever. This is an Xbox podcast. We don't care about Kingdom Hearts. We don't have it. All right. God damn it. But yeah, it's just annoying in my opinion. I just think it's annoying. Next week's news, we've got this thing called Xbox All Access. Looks like a new subscription service with Xbox Live, Xbox Games Pass, and a console. Microsoft may be planning to unveil a new subscription service dubbed Xbox All Access, granting users the opportunity to split the cost of an Xbox console and associated subscriptions over 2 years. We've heard Microsoft is soon planning to debut a new contract-based monthly subscription service dubbed Xbox All Access, offering the cheapest way to get an Xbox console, Xbox Live, and Xbox Game Pass. As always, plans can and do change, but if what we've heard is accurate, Microsoft is looking to unveil its new Xbox All Access. Jesus Christ, that's a mouthful. Offering the cheapest way to get an Xbox console. Wait. But Jesus, this is repeating itself a lot. Plans to the service later this month. If you're wondering why it wasn't announced at Gamescom 2018 in Germany, it's because it looks to be like it's in the US only. The service was originally teased by The Verge, Tom Warren. We've since confirmed some more details with our own sources. Customers will be able to pay $22 a month, and net themselves an Xbox One S, Xbox Live, and Xbox Game Pass for 2 years. Around $35 will net them an Xbox One X. So I think this will come everywhere eventually. So we're going to talk about it in that sort of spectrum. Moody, is this something that interests you? Paying off? It's pretty much a phone contract, but for an Xbox.
It's genius.
You think so?
I think it's smart as hell. I don't know. I was talking to my partner where we were talking about, and she was like, "Damn, that." Yes, over in the long term, you're probably spending a little bit more in the long term,
which makes sense. Yeah,
you're not forking out a big bunch of money in one instance. You're paying monthly. That's what I do a lot of times with like I say, it's a phone contract, and I think that's genius. Little $22 for an Xbox Live, Game Pass, and everything. I think that's pretty good. Just to add on another like $10 or $13 to get the X. I think it sounds for me brilliant. It's a lot more cheaper for for people who don't have enough money to fork out $400, $500 for a console or something like that. It gets a chance to get to a wider audience. Perfect for them. It gets Game Pass out there even more. I think it's perfect.
Crash, is this something if you was unable to buy it up front, is this something you would even consider, or you the type of person would like to own it outright straight away?
I would like to own it outright straight away personally.
Yeah.
But I think with the way Microsoft's going forward, with the way they're making their consoles, more upgrades more frequently, it makes sense to have a service that's like, oh, we're going to release a new version every 2 years, and we're going to give you an option to get it. And it'll also cover your Xbox Live, and it'll cover your Game Pass.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about running out of that, but you also get the new console, and that comes with the newest Xbox games. It seems like a really smart move. I don't know why they wouldn't do it at this point.
It kind of seems like a no-brainer to me.
Yeah.
Like, they know the phone model works. They know that, unfortunately, people are dumb, and people get themselves in tons of debts over iPhones. So, from a business perspective, I'm not saying that people listening to this are dumb, but I'm saying from a business perspective, this is genius. It's like, okay, cool, come to the Microsoft store in New York. I don't know if there's one in New York, but I'm spitballing. In New York, there you go, I fucking knew it, I was just testing you. In New York, come pick up your Xbox, your year's Xbox Live, and your year's Game Pass, and you're set. And then you think, because people forget, out of sight, out of mind, people don't even realise the $35 is going. Let's talk about it from the X point of view. Me, I'm not that type of person. I'm the type of person, I like to pay up everything in whole. Like, yeah. I can't do this whole month. Look, like I say, if like my cinema pass, I paid that up. I had to pay that up yearly. Because I don't like the thought of £17. That, to me, with my anxiety, gets to me. But I totally get, we do it with phones, so why couldn't we do it with a console? A console, to me, is way more valuable than a phone. And it is to, I'm sure, a lot of people listening, because we care so much about it. Me, I would never have been able to have bought an Xbox One X if it wasn't for the audience all chipping in and getting it for me. Thank you very much, Mr. Moody. But I would 100% been able to finance one this way. And it's that whole Timmy down the road wants the new Xbox, his mum can't afford it, but yeah, sure, instead of putting it on a catalogue where they're going to put so much interest on it, I'll just pay the £35 a month from Xbox. Yeah. It makes so much sense. It's genius in my mind. I don't see the downside to it from a business perspective. I only see a downside to it to the people that can't afford it properly. But then will be lock themselves into a 2-year contract, and then, but that happens now. So, yeah.
It gives loads more people the option to try and get 2 consoles at the same time.
100%.
If say the next PlayStation and the Xbox come out, PlayStation stays, no, we're staying to one price. We're not doing this monthly thing. Xbox come out, you can go out and play the PlayStation one if it's at a reasonable price for you, and it does right, and you got the, let's say, $40 a month for the new Xbox, whatever. Bada bing, bada boom. You could get 2 consoles pretty for.
Well, you're getting 2 consoles at less than £1,000. Because you got to look at it probably about $1,000, yeah. Because you got to go, even if the consoles are $400 a piece, plus the game, plus you need that extra controller, plus you need that year's PSN, plus you need the year's Xbox Live. Do you know what I mean? If you take that out, and then it's like, exactly. But you take that out and go, okay, the new PlayStation is $500, but the Xbox is only going to cost me £35 this month. And that's how people think.
Yeah,
and it's like, well, I don't have £500, but I have $35. They forget about the other $35 they got to pay for the rest of the 2 years. Yeah. But in that moment, it's like, well, why wouldn't I do this? From a casual perspective, and again, we all know casuals win the war at the end of the day. It's like, imagine they bundle this with FIFA, Madden. They haven't got Call of Duty anymore, but let's imagine not FIFA either. They've only got Madden. So imagine it's Madden, Battlefield, Halo, Assassin's Creed. Maybe they go with a Lego game. Do you know what I mean, for the kids? Right. It makes sense. It makes so much sense. So I think this is genius. Moving on. No new Assassin's Creed coming 2019. I already went off on this one a little bit on Facebook because I have an opinion on this, but let's just read the article and then I'll get into it. Ubisoft has revealed that it will not launch a new Assassin's Creed title in 2019 and instead will support this year's entry, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, with additional content designed to keep players engaged in the game. Speaking at Gamescom, Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot, I said that wrong, Yves Guillemot, explained that Assassin's Creed Odyssey 2018 release was embedded because both 2017's Origins and Odysseys were being developed at the same time. And Odyssey will not be immediately followed by another game. Quote, on Assassins, we had a full game in 2018 and we have one this year. But we are not going to have a full-fledged Assassins next year. I mean, there will be something Assassins. That's not what he says, but that's what I'm putting in. Said Guillemot.
Yeah, Chronicles.
Something like that, right? It's just because the team were working separately, so we have two games now, one after the other. But next year, you're not going to have a fully fledged one. It goes on to say a couple more bits, but here's my opinion. Why on earth did they not hold this until next year? I don't understand it. From my point of view, I fell in love with Assassin's Creed again because of Odyssey, yeah? Not Odyssey, Origins. Loved Origins, played a lot of hours, finished the roll credits, never got to the season pass content, never got to like a ton of the side stuff because that's so big, that game. But I would love to keep playing that. And the reason I stopped playing mainly was because I knew the new one was coming. Why did they not give the year in between of this one to let it breathe a little bit longer?
Because the game was complete. That's like business suicide if you're holding a game that's complete for a whole nother year just because you don't want to release it then.
Yeah, I imagine out a lot of money holding it.
Yeah,
I imagine from this point on, there'll be a bigger gap between Assassin's Creed, but it's also they have two Assassin's Creed developers and then a Watchdog developer, so you'd assume Watchdog comes out next year. And then
okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. So you think they split Assassin's Creed Watch Dogs and do that? The development teams have 2-year life cycle on development side of things, right?
3 years. Odyssey has 3 years on it.
What do you mean?
Oh,
I get exact now. Sorry,
each game has a 3-year development.
3 different teams, like Call of Duty. The Call of Duty, like that's how you're saying it, right? So their game comes out, their game comes out, their game comes out. Bigger gaps. Got you. Makes sense. Okay. So you think this year's just the anomaly, which is what Guillemot's saying. It's just the fact that we just happen to have 2 games. That's why you got it back to back, not because we wanted to like throw it down your throat.
I think they'll rearrange their studio at this point. Maybe have the Origins team start working on Odyssey DLC, so they're not doing anything. Yeah. And sort of have them start working on a new game as well, whether that's Assassin's Creed or something else. Who knows?
Yeah,
that's what it sounds like from what he says. It seems like this isn't a planned thing for them to keep doing. Yeah, you're right. I like what you're saying. That makes sense. That makes a lot more sense. I'd love it if if the Odyssey team works on a new IP. Because I've not played
Odyssey yet, but I loved Origins. So I want that team to keep making Assassin's Creed games.
Right.
So then I didn't play the latest Watch Dogs because I boycotted it because the first one was so trash.
Right.
But I'm totally open to the idea of getting into another Watch Dogs. So cool. And then a new IP, that would be cool. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
Would you recommend?
Sorry. Yeah, it's all what Chris just says is spot on. Like they have 2 games, they're done, ready to go. It would cost them so much money to hold it. It would have cost them millions and everything to hold it.
Mm-hmm.
I won't lie, I don't want it in this month of
No.
October because of October's so cramped. There's no doubt about it. But at the end of the day, they had to do what they had to do. They're probably really they've been shown a lot of this, so they're extremely confident on this game. They're getting out before Red Dead, so that's a good best chance for them. So I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to Odyssey. I think it looks fantastic. I would have wished it to have been like early next year, but that's neither here or there now.
Yeah.
Yeah, easily Watch Dogs 3 probably next year, if not Beyond Good and Evil, maybe. Who knows? We don't know how fast they're really getting that game done, really. But yeah, smart. Yes, they should have done it this year, but smart.
Okay. Next one we got is PUBG training mode announced. PUBG's still relevant in the Xbox sector. Maybe not with us anymore, but yeah. PUBG training mode was announced, currently set for September. PUBG will be getting a training mode that allows 5 to 20 players to practice and improve their skills on a 2x2 KM map. It was announced via Steam that this mode is part of the PUBG Fix campaign that was announced earlier this month and aims to make PUBG into a better, more stable and fairer game. Jesus Christ. Fairer game. This new training mode will allow players to practice all aspects of PUBG, from driving to driving the game's various vehicles around the island, to racetracks, to practicing parachuting, landing, and scattered targets to master the perfect peak shot. Training mode, blah 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 blah. Special 1K shooting range along with 3 targets and yada yada yada. Crash, does this do anything for you? Because I know you're super lukewarm on PUBG, right? Like early on we were into it, then you fell out of it. You never fell in love with the console version at all.
No. This doesn't do much. I don't understand how this helps fix PUBG.
I'm guessing it's the shrouds, the Dr. Disrespects, it's the YouTubers that do like, the DPS per second on this gun and that gun, and the little glitches and stuff. Maybe they're noticed and fixed quicker. Hello?
Sorry.
No, Mum, I'm busy.
Maybe
I don't. My Xbox and me.
Maybe I don't know. I don't feel like this really impacts, because I feel like at the end of the day, if you really want to learn how quick a gun's gonna kill, you have to do it in a game.
Okay.
You have to do it in a match, because it's different doing something in a test setting and then doing it in a live setting.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just spitballing. I don't know.
Right.
Trust me, I don't know. This does nothing for me. I'm trash at the game. I wouldn't go, even being trash at the game, I wouldn't go into a training mode to get better at the game. I'd go into a match.
All right. Into a match,
and learn it. Obviously, Georgia Paul. Come on.
Not if you want to learn, bro.
Well, if you want to learn, you land at school. Come on.
Yeah.
Moody, this does anything for you? You've got the game and you don't like it either.
Oh, I uninstalled it. It's done. I'm not going back to that at all.
Not even with the achievements coming?
No.
No. Okay.
Not at all.
Okay.
Hell no. Yeah, well done. They're bringing more content to the game itself. They have to try something, because right now Fortnite's kicking their asses right now. But we'll see what happens. It's not my type of game, and I don't even play Fortnite, so
yeah.
Yeah. That's all I can say about it. Honestly.
Fair enough.
It's not my game.
Fair enough. I didn't add it here, but for those who missed it during Gamescom, PUBG is coming out of early access. I can't remember the exact date, but achievements are being added, and I know it's September. I think it's early September. I think it might be 1st, but I could be incorrect. It's probably gonna be a Friday, right? So if we work this out real quick, probably no, it won't be first. So you're probably looking at September 7th. That sounds right. So we'll go with that.
Yeah.
But I could totally be wrong. But yeah, achievements are coming, so I'll be getting back into the game just for the achievements. That's it. And then I'll be jumping back out, I think. Maybe that's the bug that will catch me again, though, because I'll get good at it again, hopefully, and then want to play more. But yeah.
It's at least a form of progression for the game.
Exactly, and that's what the game suffered with. There's no progression, but at least with an achievement system, I can progress myself. Like,
Yeah.
Next up, every Xbox One bundle released. Obviously, if you watched the Gamescom coverage, you noticed there was a lot of goddamn bundles, and which we noticed, Chris. What did we notice?
They were all empty
A
boxes.
lot of empty boxes.
Yeah.
People just picked up boxes and thrown them everywhere. Jesus Christ. The first one we got was the Shadow of the Tomb Raider bundle. It is available in the Xbox One S and the Xbox One X. Lara is getting a whole lot of love with 2 bundles. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, you have a choice between the $300 1TB Xbox One S bundle or the 500 terabyte the Xbox One X bundle. Tomb Raider will run in native 4K HDR. In the UK, we have it at £249.99 for the S and $449 for the X. Other than that, you have Forza Horizon 4 bundles. Same thing. S 300, X 500, and in the UK, all I've got is the X, which is $449. These are all pretty much the same price. $249.99, $300 for the S's, so I'm not going to keep saying that. Next up, you have the Battlefield bundle in the X and the S. Also, you've got the special edition Gold Rush edition, which is like this offshoot colour, if you've seen it. And that's only in the X, and that's at £449.99 and $500. But yeah, that one's nice, but still not great. And last but not least, you have the Fallout 76 bundle, which is $500 for the Xbox One X bundle. Also comes with a month of Xbox Live and a month of Game Pass. Anyone interested in these bundles? I think we're all pretty set, right?
Yeah.
I feel like they've missed an opportunity, though. Because, like, you've seen, like, PlayStation, they have a lot of bundles out there, but, like, they got a Spider-Man one, what looks absolutely beautiful. They got this new 500 one.
Yeah.
With all these, with just,
Right.
like, the Xbox X, the S, the white version, or the X version and everything. I'm just like, you could have done something. You've got the marketing share for these games. Couldn't you have tried something?
I mean, I don't think any of these games are big enough to warrant their own special edition console. It's not Halo, it's not Gears, it's not anything that's going to sell. Tomb Raider, love Tomb Raider, not going to sell the same way Halo sells. Forza, what are you going to do, make it into a racing car? No one's going to care. Battlefield's already on the decline this year. And then Fallout 76, we're sort of all left in limbo. I don't think any of these games warrant it. Unfortunately, to talk about the competition for a second, Spider-Man warrants it. They're celebrating their anniversary with the 500 million one. That makes sense. Like, it has to make sense for me.
I agree. Yeah, I am kind of disappointed because Microsoft has really cool technology for their custom consoles with the whole engraving thing. Like, I have the limited edition Gears of War one, and I love it. And the controller, just because it looks it looks cool, it looks dope. So I'd love to see them do more stuff with that, but I don't think any of the games they have announced really
warrant
it.
Yeah, but that's just me.
I don't disagree with what you're saying there. I just feel like they could have done something still, personally.
Fair enough. Next up, Bandai Namco announces Dark Souls trilogy for PS4 and Xbox One. The Dark Souls trilogy is coming to the Xbox One and has been given an October release. The price is at $80. We don't have a UK price just yet. It will include obviously the trilogy, Dark Souls Remastered, Dark Souls 2, and Dark Souls 3, along with all of its DLC. Crash, you getting this? I know. Does this interest you?
It interests me. Not in October.
Nothing's gonna interest us in October. Let's be honest.
Yeah. This is like something I'll see if like on sale for like 40 or something, and I'll be like, oh, that's cool. I get the whole trilogy with that and the DLC. I'll pick that up.
I think my problem is I already own 3. I already have 1 on backwards compatibility, and that's not the remaster, but on backwards compatibility, and I don't. It's just like I've not played any of them, but they've given them away to me so much. Not 3 that my brother-in-law bought, but I'm just like,
Right.
If I need to play these games, I can go play these games in a way. Do I really need this? Moody, do we really need this?
People, the fans.
The fans love it.
Us, no.
Yeah.
That's basically how it is. In October, again, don't
No.
get out of it. Get
Just
out of it.
what
Right?
was you thinking?
But they know they're selling it to their audience that we're not the audience.
Yeah, totally.
Dark Souls is kind of like Skyrim in a way. It just keeps getting remastered and put everywhere.
You keep buying it, so we keep selling it.
Yeah. It'd be on your
There's gonna be a next gen version of a bloody map, for God's sake.
100%. The next one, which is probably the biggest piece of news to come out of Gamescom, in my opinion, especially from an Xbox fans' point of view as well. Supermassive Games announces its horror series, The Dark Pictures Anthology. Supermassive are the team that did Until Dawn, the PS4 exclusive. Their new game's called The Man of Mayhem. It features a group of people investigating a World War II shipwreck who appear to discover horrors buried in a plane wreck at the bottom of the ocean. The players will take control of all 5 divers in the course of the story. This looks fantastic. If you've not watched the trailer, go and check it out. I'm so happy this is coming to Xbox. It's not exclusive to PlayStation. Until Dawn is a fantastic game, in my opinion. Supermassive have created a whole new genre in the way they made that game, because it's not Telltale, but it's not point and click. It's something in between that, and it's super interesting. And I was actually really interested. Saw the trailer for the Man of Maiden, whatever it's called, and really liked it. Really liked what I saw. Moody, you impressed?
Yeah, loved it. I loved Until Dawn. It was one of my favorite games that year.
Yeah.
It's a great streaming game, great party game. If you have friends out, you thinking, oh, we could totally interact with this. You tell me what you want me to do, and everything. It's perfect for that. It's episodic, isn't it? Am I wrong there?
Is that what?
Or they got 3 games?
There's no. So it's 5 planned games, I think, but it's all set in one universe. So it's not one story that's episodic. It's all it's an anthology of games. Yeah.
So
go on.
No, go.
I'm super excited. It took my games since seeing him at PSX and what that game did Until Dawn. I loved it, so I cannot wait for this. It's great that it's not exclusive for obviously, so the Xbox guys can get it and everything. Can't wait for it, and go for it, man. Like the Until Dawn was this didn't get it got a lot of love, but it also didn't get enough love. I didn't get enough love it deserved. I hope with this it's going to be all platforms. People can gravitate to it and experience it. It really was brilliant.
I think it's just that it shows how successful Until Dawn was, and obviously I know they did a couple of other games. Like they did the PlayLink game for PlayStation, and they did the VR game for PlayStation. Yeah. But they must have PlayStation must not have loved how it performed, clearly, because otherwise they would have wrapped this up into an exclusive. Or the other side of that is they know what they have is something special, and they don't want to sign an exclusive deal because they think it's going to sell well.
Right.
I think it's a bit of both. I'm pretty sure they said after Until Dawn that their next games would be, apart from the deal that they already signed for PlayStation, their next new IPs would be
multi-platform.
Multi-platform. So.
Yeah, this is my biggest excitement for out of Gamescom, and that includes the gameplay from Resident Evil 2. So that says a lot. Did you
end up watching that?
Crash, don't ask any questions, my friend. Of course I did.
I asked him the other day, and he said he didn't watch it yet. So I was curious.
Of course I've watched it. I've watched it more than once. But that's not in. I didn't put it in the news though. I didn't put it in the news.
Crash was always watching it while talking to you.
Right. Probably.
Yo. Next piece of news: Xbox Game Pass mobile app announced. Today at Gamescom 2018, Microsoft has revealed a new app the mobile app for Xbox Game Pass will be available soon. The Xbox Game Pass app allows you to manage your Game Pass games catalog, install games directly to your Xbox One, and manage their subscription in addition to other numbers of features. If you have an Android device, you can test it out in Google right now on Google Play. For iOS, there are limited spaces, and you can apply to be entered. This app seems totally pointless.
Agreed.
It's literally, all it does is, because I've seen people, I watch videos, so check it out. All it is literally an app that shows you all the games in Game Pass. It shows you it in like most popular and yada yada. The only thing that's cool about it is it shows you when games are leaving, which I don't think they do a great job of right now, of letting you know when games are leaving and being added. I feel like they just sort of pop up. Me and people listening to this show will know because we talk about it. But for a casual Netflix fan, let's say that type of model, Netflix do such a great job of being like, new games, look at this, Origins New Black is here. Where like Xbox have not done a great job of showing that Devil May Cry is in here now and Rise and whatever. So I think the app's kind of pointless because why do I need a separate app for this? I feel like it could be implemented in the Xbox app, but there's clearly a reason why not. There's clearly. So I think they're planning something. I think they're planning more for this app than what it actually is.
Hopefully. Because I don't understand. They have the Xbox app that's already there. Granted, doesn't, maybe because that app doesn't function amazing, they're like, let's put it into its own thing. And maybe the Game Pass app will turn into the new Xbox app and they'll get rid of the old one. I don't know. I can't see what they do, but I agree. Hopefully there is a bigger plan for this.
We shall
I'll
see.
say one thing, the trailer, and the person in the trailer made by the end of it was just making me like, yeah, you're boring me enough to not want to download
Bother.
this.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm with you.
I was
I'm
like,
totally
wow,
with you.
this app does this. And if you do this, it'll do this. And I'm just like, oh my god.
Thanks for nothing, you arseholes. Alright, we're running out of time here, so let me run through these. Halo the Master Chief Collection has been added to Game Pass. September 1st it is coming. What?
Guess what you're playing soon?
No, well, I am playing it soon because on the 21st of September, we will be doing a My Xbox and Me community game night. I've had enough people ask so many times for this, so let's make sure we all support it. 21st of September, that is a Friday. It will be 6 p.m. GMT. Go Google whatever that is in your time zone. If we get enough people, we can do some custom games. If we don't, we'll just play online with each other against other teams, but I would love it. So 21st of September, it's in Game Pass. So no one's got the excuses they haven't got it. I don't want to hear the excuses of how you haven't got it installed. I don't want to hear the excuses of how it's not updated. Make it happen. I'm giving you 20 days. 20 days of when it's released to sort it out. So 21st of September. Be there. My Xbox and Me game night. Let's, like I say, run through these next ones. Devil May Cry 5 has a release date. It is March 8th, 2019. Crash, you like Devil May Cry, so I'll let you talk about this one a little bit. You excited?
Yes, gameplay looked amazing. Good release date. Very excited.
Moody?
Liked what I saw. Yeah, good little release date. At least it's not 22nd.
Yeah.
Kind of hitting that number right now.
Yeah.
Good little release date.
I just Devil May Cry. That's nothing for me. Thank God it stayed away from Resident Evil. Otherwise, it would have got crushed. So that's all I got to say.
Well, they weren't going to do that. They're both same company.
I don't care. Resident Evil wins.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question right now. And I'll ask both of you this.
Okay.
I think you know what I'm going to say. Which one sells better?
Resident Evil.
Yes.
Resident Evil Remake sells better than Devil May Cry 5, 100%.
I hate to do this. I really hate. But I agree.
Of course it does.
I think because it's a remake of a... The remake's been so well received lately, and it's a game that... It's a nostalgia. It's nostalgia done in the right way.
Resident Evil number 1 is already... Its mind share is already up. Number 2, Resident Evil 2, is the best game of all time. In my opinion. So, don't look at your faces,
Good
both
save.
of you.
Good save. It was a good save.
It's a great game. It's a great game.
Yeah,
It's
best game ever
list.
made. Best game ever made. And
In your
number
opinion.
and the remake, I've played it. It's fantastic. So I think that's going to help. But yeah, yeah. Resident Evil sells better than Devil May Cry, 100%. Not even a question.
I think it's going to be closer than you think. I think that does have this feeling
Hopefully.
Devil May Cry is going to get. It's just. I'm hearing nothing but positive. Same with Resi. Nothing but positive with Devil May Cry. A lot of people have been wanting this as well. I can see that.
I think
getting close.
I think the issue is that Resident Evil has a lot more mainstream appeal than Devil May Cry does.
From my quick Google search, Devil May Cry 4 sold 2.3 million units. Devil May Cry 1 sold 2.1. This isn't even going to come close, Mood. If this isn't right, and we'll see, Resident Evil 2 sold 4.5. The highest Devil May Cry has ever sold is 2.3.
You are coming out against another game. Like what, a week later or was a week before?
I mean,
Kingdom Hearts.
I'm not coming out against anything. The gamer wins, not me. I mean, I do win. You're right. I do win. You're right. It's me. It's I do win. But yeah, no, I just think Resident Evil's got too much mind share in the game. The nostalgia factor of Resident Evil 2 for people. Well,
I just think
yeah.
with the Monster Hunter factor this year, I never thought Monster Hunter would have sold this much.
Yeah,
But
in the same breath, but in the same breath, there was nothing released around Monster Hunter.
True.
I bought Monster Hunter.
That's why I said the word of Kingdom Hearts 3. You are coming up against that.
Yeah.
Same month.
Yeah, you're right. But
Yeah. People love
What
their
we know,
horror
Devil
games
May
though.
Cry- Yeah. And to what we know, Devil May Cry doesn't come up against anything that I know of. I might be wrong.
yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, the Hunt Showdown's coming to Xbox Early Access. Crytek's competitive horror shooter is currently in Early Access on PC, but is coming to Xbox Games Preview. I'm actually interested in this one. I almost bought it on PC a couple of times.
Yeah.
The problem is it's Crytek.
Zombies?
No, it's not zombies. It's like Monster Hunter, but with shooting.
Yeah. So
There's more to it than that, but yeah.
quick rundown. It's like PUBG where you're put into a map with a bunch of other players and the zone quickly closes and there's a boss monster that you have to find and kill, and then you become hunted after that. The other players have to kill you to get whatever reward or power you get, I guess, before you escape. Quick rundown.
Sounds interesting.
I'm sure we're missing stuff, but you know.
I'm sure there's probably abilities and things and monsters, but that's the best we could do.
Yeah.
And last but not least on the news this week, Xbox One sales grew by 50% in July, says NPD. Congratulations to the Xbox. Games with gold this month: Forza Horizon 2 from August 1st to August 31st. For Honor from August 16th to September 15th, which means it's done. You missed out. Sorry. No, September 15th.
No.
Bro, it's Haley. Look, I'm gonna tell you all right now. Haley's drinks, I can hear her already clicking her fingers like, bro, you're late. So I'm gonna keep going.
It's like,
Disney Epic
come
Mickey
on,
2,
come on.
The Power of 2, August 16th to August 31st. Fixer Sack is empty this week for the first time ever, thank God. Please email in my
no,
Xbox.
it's not. I know it's not.
What are you talking about?
I sent you an email yesterday.
No, you
I know
didn't,
I
bro.
did.
Oh wow. Fix trying to get out of emptying his sack. I understand.
I mean,
But it's an email that can be sent, that can be left for Gary and you.
there is an email. Well, fuck. Well, you're getting next week. Let's plug and get ourselves out of here before I get kicked in the nutsack. Crash, what you got to plug this week?
If you guys like watching people play games, follow me on twitch.tv/Crushnick. I'm better than Fix at Rainbow Six. That's a fact.
That's not true. That's
That's a
not even.
fact.
That's not even partly true.
That's a fact.
I mean,
What do you,
whatever.
Reese? That laugh isn't a
I mean,
green
whatever
laugh.
helps you sleep at night, but that's not true.
Okay.
Moody?
I'm laughing just because of both of you. I'm not laughing in agreement or anything like that. For me, if you like movies, go to youtube.com/outerlives or the outerlives.net webpage. We've got the Glorious Movie Show on there, got the Outer Lives podcast on there, and the Tank Club podcast there. Go and check it out when you get a chance. We're almost at 100 subscribers.
Ooh. Almost at 100 subscribers. You know the usual. Patreon.com/MCFixer is what keeps the lights on. Literally. Just paid my electric bill, so thank you. Besides that, twitch.tv/MCFixer. But I'm going to promote YouTube this week. YouTube.com/MCFixer. There's some Overcooked videos on there. More coming. They just need to be edited. I've just been super bogged down with life right now. But they are coming. We are going to start getting back into the YouTube game again. Producing way more YouTube content, so it should be fun. But until then, and until next week, Gary will be back then, and maybe somebody else, we'll see. I will love you, leave you, and see you all goddamn later. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.